We are live and recording. My webcam is here. For those of you, my big monitor is here, and my laptop monitor is here. So the webcam is here. That's why I look. I'm. It looks like I'm looking away from Philip. It's not because I hate him. It's because my big monitor is here.
But he does.
Yeah, that too. But that's just a side bonus
How
fact.
much does he hate me? I still have to do another one of these episodes because he's got me under contract for 100, which is also
Yeah.
why we are following up episode 7 so quickly because I want to get these out of the way. I want to get these 100 out of the way. I want to get away from
Yeah,
this dude. He had me wake
yeah.
up at at like 8:15 in the morning. Guys, I'm the type of person who stays up at night because it's easier to work when everyone's asleep. So I wake up later than this.
Yeah, same. I also, but like, Thailand time, so suck it.
Hey, last time you fell asleep towards the end of the episode,
It's
remember?
because, which is weird because I've been staying up at until 3 a.m. every night doing stuff, but when I have to do the podcast, somehow I was falling asleep. Who knows? But anyway, guys, welcome
Yeah.
back to the UMF podcast, the best podcast on the planet Earth, unless you watch other podcasts, then fuck you.
Maybe we should change the name to Katan's Corner. Like, it might be more, it actually, like, all jokes aside, it might actually be more successful if we
Why
called it Katan's
though?
Corner.
I'm flattered. I'm flattered, but why? Why do you think so? It's funnier or
Well,
what?
because UMF podcast, people have to know what UMF is.
True.
Which I mean, if they do, then this is the channel is a nice companion piece to the main channel where we make films.
Right, it
So
is
I mean,
companion piece.
if you make films ever takes off, then yeah, this is a good name for it. I suppose
Right,
plain,
right.
simple. You already know what it is. But Katan's
Yeah.
Corner to the average viewer just it sounds fun. Like who's
Thank you.
Katan? Why is
Yeah.
corner spelled with a K?
Cause I love the K's. I love a lot of K's, man. Katan's corner. Trick. I was gonna make a bad joke, but I
Oh,
couldn't
you
think
want a
of.
bad joke? Back when we were making films and it was you, Kevin, and Corbin, in my
Yeah.
head, as messed up as it is, I called you guys KKK.
I mean, it literally is. I think you told me that, Joe. Well, you told
Yeah,
me
like
that you
why,
thought
why,
that.
like why were the three closest friends I had in filmmaking all started with
What's
K? I was
funnier
the
is
odd
that
man out.
none of us was white too.
Oh
None of
man, yeah,
us was white, which is
a
funny.
Thai guy, a Latina, and an
Tino,
African American.
American,
None of
yeah.
you guys are white.
The average races are not even white these days. Like the average ice. Oh wait, let's not get into that. It's supposed to be a
Yeah,
movie podcast, not.
yes, this is a movie podcast. I wanted to talk about a few things, although as of yesterday, what I wanted to talk about first changed. Um, so if you guys know me, you know I'm a completionist, and when I love a franchise, I love everything in that franchise, or at least want to have um, access to everything in that franchise. And the reason I say this is because 1 month from yesterday, on February 21st, Netflix is going to remove their reboot to the series She-Ra, Princess of Power, which is part of the Masters of the Universe franchise. He-Man, for anyone who doesn't know. So
He-Man.
I have been watching their reboot of it, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually quite fun. It's a fun reboot, but they're going to remove it in 1 month. And there's no physical media of seasons 4 and 5. The first three did get a physical release on DVD, but seasons 4 and 5 have not. And they are going to remove that from their platform in a month. And I know in an earlier episode, I think it was episode 3, we talked about how if a streaming service ever removed their original content, we wouldn't be able to see it again. And, we keep bringing up that quote, if streaming isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. And when it comes to something like this, piracy is just preserving at this point.
It's preservation, exactly. Like the two P's, it makes sense. Alliteration, it makes sense. Like I agree, I totally agree with you. I just feel like streaming was supposed to be an affordable and convenient alternative to DVDs,
Cabled.
cable,
Yeah.
all of that, all of that like pre-digital technology, analog technology that is very much a hassle and takes up space. So, streaming sound like the perfect way forward, but it's been exploited. There's like so many issues with it, and like you said, like like they just pull away shows that we don't even have the right to watch, even though we pay like $15 a month or more if you're if you don't just have Netflix. I know you
Yeah.
don't just have
I,
Netflix.
yeah, I have a bunch of the streaming services to the point where my father, he's considering no longer paying for cable since he can watch football on Prime apparently.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I'm going to fully admit this. I'm going to fully admit this. I am screen recording the episodes that are not on DVD because I want to be able to watch this like a year or two, 10 from now. And I don't know if this is going to end up becoming lost media. I mean, the show is less than 10 years old and it's already going to become lost media.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah,
That's crazy to
maybe
think about.
Netflix will come after me like, hey, you can't do that with one of our shows. Uh, I'll be like, I'm still paying for your service.
We're getting fucked
I'm
over the
pretty,
ass, man.
I know, but like, I'm pretty sure like 5 years from now, I'll still be paying for Netflix. Your show's not on it, but that's because of you. But I'm still paying for your service.
Yeah, exactly. It's like copyrights, like intellectual property is such a mess. Like all that debate. We care so much about like people getting the rights to what they actually own and being credited for it. But at the same time, the people actually responsible for the production of those works don't even get the appropriate compensation. Like the actual artists, the actual writers, the creators, showrunners. Like, so the argument for like dad is not even that strong to begin with, which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
So what do we do,
Anyways,
Philip? Oh yeah, yeah, you go.
oh, by the way, if anybody here is a fan of Shira and the Princesses of Power on Netflix, I did start a petition to try and save it. I mean, maybe I'll attach it to this video.
Oh,
But
do
even if you're
that.
not,
Yeah, do that.
yeah, even if you're not a fan of the show, I ask that you do this just because of the principle behind it. I believe that all media should be available to the people and should not be about, like shareholders maximizing profit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Philip. Exactly.
I mean, I know many of you guys turn to digital media for entertainment. I believe films and television are made for, they're made for the people, and it's a piece of media, so it belongs to the viewers, not Netflix. They may be the ones that put it out there, but it belongs to the people.
The
And
distributors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're
and
just distributors, man.
yeah, and yesterday when we were planning this episode, I talked to you about the 1922 film Nosferatu, and
Heard about that movie.
the 1922 of piracy kind of happened, and that's why we can still view it. So, for context, for anybody that doesn't know, it is considered the first vampire movie ever
Oh
made.
wait, dude, we had to watch this kind of for class too, for the
Yeah, the
American.
silent film
Yeah, the sound.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be a Dracula adaptation, but they didn't get permission for it. So they just made it its own thing, Nosferatu. and it is the first vampire movie ever made. It's a silent film. It's classic. Some of you guys might know it just because they joked about it in SpongeBob.
Lamau.
But because of the legal disputes, the film was ordered to be destroyed. And so many copies of it were, but one or a few were hidden away. And that's the only reason we can still watch it today. And many spin offs have been made from it, many reboots. They made a film about the making of the film with the actor playing Nosferatu actually being a vampire, because that was one of the like fun conspiracies of the film.
Oh, that's funny.
You guys should
That's
you guys
funny.
should check that out. It's
That's
got a Willem Dafoe as the actor who played
wait, no,
Nosferatu.
seriously? Willem Dafoe? Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right?
What? That's
No wonder they wanted
crazy.
him as Green Goblin.
Bro, that's crazy, dude. Anyway, sorry, I'm looking around for like my. Oh, I found it. What the fuck? That took me forever, and it's just here.
He's looking around for the contract to remind me that I am enslaved to this.
To the system, your need for the shareholders of this
Yeah.
company.
Oh, and I also know that at least one of you guys is listening to this and being like, don't they usually have a guest every 2 episodes? Like, this is episode 8. Where's the guest? We
No,
did try
yes.
securing 2 separate guests at 2 separate times. It didn't work out, and we realized that there wasn't a schedule. Like, having guests every 2 episodes just kind of happened, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So for anybody who believes that we follow a schedule, screw you. No, I'm just kidding. We appreciate that you find us entertaining enough. Either that or you have us on in the background as you're doing something else on your computer, phone.
Which is totally fair because that's how most podcasts are consumed anyways. Like it's like radio. It's like radio. You're driving out and about and maybe you got stuck in traffic for 2 hours. You're about to about to get so pissed that you piss your own pants, so you got to put on something to calm you down, and hopefully we can do that for you.
By the way,
Don't
if
piss your
you are doing
pants
that,
if you're adult.
look ahead. The light just turned green, so you might
Ex-
want to go.
yeah, exactly. Don't cry. Also don't drink and drive. That's like we don't support that. Unless it's for the
Yeah.
boys. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so lost media is something that saddens me quite a bit. Like, I recently got into Doctor Who. I figured I'm a nerd. I should finally get into that franchise. And a
Hmm.
few episodes from the first season are lost forever. And another show that I got into last year, The Man from Uncle,
Right.
so much of the first season is gone or missing or deleted. And
Dude,
excuse me,
like it's insane because like
it's just
what else how else are we going to watch these shows like other than pirating? If it's not in theaters anymore, it's not on streaming service anymore. What we gotta watch on like a random movie channel on cable, and just so happen to play that random movie, and it looks like ass because it's like squinched to fit the screen of your TV, and it's like in 480p or something. No, bro.
as filmmakers, isn't that like one of the greatest fears you can have with
What?
your
Yeah, yeah,
projects,
yeah.
that they're gone forever and you
It
can never
is.
recover them? Like, I
That's true.
remember I had like a little bit of an existential crisis a few months ago when, remember, I was worried with you, like, if YouTube ever goes down, all of our films, like, how are we going to,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
and
I
we
have a
had we had a
few
whole
copies,
debate.
but
We had a whole debate about that. But yeah, I do looking back, I was a bit too dismissive of your
narcissistic.
fear. Oh, what?
I mean, sorry, not narcissistic, not narcissistic. What's the word for nothing matters? Um,
I was apathetic because more like I was apathetic about it because I feel like I knew YouTube as a platform for a long time, and I believed that the likelihood of it going down was impossible, like virtually impossible. But then again, I was dismissive of your fears, which was like understandable. Like you never know what's gonna happen because it's like like these movies we have made are like just zeros and ones, right? And inside a computer. They're not like physical real CD that we can hold and protect.
Nihilistic. That's the word I was looking for.
I don't know if it's. I mean, I don't think I was being nihilistic. I think you were being nihilistic for thinking YouTube was gonna go down.
Well, I didn't necessarily believe it would go down. I just knew that, like, it could. I mean, maybe it is a little egotistical that I would want people to be able to view our films or just happen to come across them 100 years from now. But I don't know. Like, I create stories because I want people to stumble across them later on. Like, that's something that I think is so cool about storytelling. And
Right.
I mean, it's not like our films are like big budget. I mean, how many 1920s films do we really watch? I mean, we only really watch the super popular ones, right? It's not
Or
like
we
we
watched
watch any
stuff
of
that
the
we had, yeah, or we watched stuff we had to do for class, like this one. Like, because it's part of that German Expressionism era of film, of cinema,
I
too.
watched it because it's a monster film. But anyway, yeah, but I
Nice.
mean, I also love that it is new for anyone. Like, for example, I'm rereading The Hobbit, but first time I read it was when my parents read it to me, or I think it was, yeah, I think it was my dad who read it to me when I was a little kid. So that's what, early 2000s. But this book is from the 1930s, but it was new to me. The book was 60 some years old at the time, and it was new to me, even though like it has an entire legacy behind it.
Right.
So I ultimately hope to create something that somebody stumbles across later on and thinks, wow, this is actually pretty cool. And it's new to them. And maybe it sparks some curiosity and interest in them. I mean, I don't know, maybe my folks reading me books is part of why I want to be a storyteller since it had such an impact on me, you know?
I agree with you. I mean, totally. Like the purpose of art is not to just make it only for your own self satisfaction, right? It's a form of communication. Well, again, it's not a literal form of communication because that would be public announcement, not art. But like art is supposed to convey a sense of emotions, a feeling or message that mere words on like a page could not cannot, and we need a target audience for that. So I understand with you. I sympathize with you completely. Like the fear of not being able to do your art, not being able to do that even after you pass away, and whatnot. And I guess I was more I just more baffled by the idea of YouTube dying because like they've been like because this has come from like a my like history of like other platform like social media platform and video sharing platforms that try to compete with YouTube and they all like fail. They never take off. So that's like the kind of like mentality I was coming from. I don't know if you know I mean how many people do you think know watch like Daily Motion?
Uh, I mean, where do you think I saw the first season of Doctor Who?
Obviously, but like Daily Motion it's not going to
I
compete
know,
with
I know,
YouTube. I
I
mean,
know.
okay, do you know Witpick or like you know what Witpick is?
It sounds familiar, so I must have come across it at some point.
Yeah, yeah, those are like the copycats that try to compete with YouTube, but they never. They probably at this point probably not. But yeah, the thing is, I do agree that like it's sad that your film won't be able to be preserved and would be lost because like you know like the social media goes down, everything goes down. There's no way to save those films, like download them. So yeah, maybe that's why physical analog media had a purpose despite the fact that it takes up space and you know could be inconvenient for people or could like just be an environmentally damaging. I don't know how much it actually
Mm,
matters.
I believe in human ingenuity. So yes, it could take up space, but we have come up with ways to preserve more space in smaller things. I mean, 40 years ago, would we have had flash drives?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, technology really took off in the 21st century, and suddenly we are making things capable of holding, like, I don't know, quadrillion gigabytes. I'm not going to pretend to be a computer guy, but point is, like, do you remember how big phones used to be? And all they did was communicate with others, and they were huge. And now we have this, a computer in our pocket.
Amazing. We can do all sorts of things now. All sorts of things. But yeah, you made
sorry,
great point.
sorry, I'm
Like,
dying.
yeah, you made a great point. It's just that um we there's ways to find to like to preserve all of that media within a smaller space, like flash drive, and now we got like external hard drive like this one that I have. This can hold like up to 1 terabyte, which is 1,000 gigabytes, which is
Whoa.
crazy because one one video, one episode of anime is around what, like if it's 1080p is like a few gigs, and gigabytes is crazy. And if it's only 720p,
Whoa.
then it's only like around 800 megabytes. So this can hold up to like a few dozen or more show anime series in there. And if it's movies,
Whoa.
even more, because movies are shorter.
Yeah. So, I guess another thing that could have set off the fear, though it wasn't at the time, was recently I went to go check out another video from Adik the One. He's a guy that makes a try not to laugh challenges every month on YouTube. And I went and they had taken his stuff down again. Now, the first time this happened, he moved a lot of his stuff to BitChute. And a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
them
that
are,
platform. That's another competition. YouTube competitors. Yeah.
yeah, and his stuff is still on there. But the first 52 are still on there.
Mm,
And he came back excuse me, he came back a couple years ago, and he continued all the way through 76 earlier this month,
right.
except those videos are no longer on there. Like, YouTube is so strict that, yes, it is very hard to compete with YouTube, but something like BitChute still has a purpose. Like, they
That's
allow
true.
me to see.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And I feel like that's a good point you brought up that I didn't consider in our first argument, which is like YouTube doesn't go down on its own, like the platform doesn't get wiped, but there's still like very real possibilities of our videos being taken down for whatever reason. Maybe the algorithm is just messed up. The YouTube content ID system is just it's been broken for a while. Everyone knows this. Every YouTuber knows it. Their videos get demonetized and deleted, flag, all of that stuff for no good reason all the time. So yeah, I understand your fear better now. And yeah, it's crazy, man. We should download all of our films into DVDs in that case. Like
So
just rip.
uh, just imagine it gets to the point where, like, movie gets flagged. Oh, you portrayed a female villain.
Wait,
I
why
know
would
it's a
no
stupid.
that well, depending on who you ask, that's more woke, and some people would say
I, I
that's
know
not less
that's what I'm
woke.
thinking. Like imagine like something like that is what brings the two sides together. Half of them are like, "How dare you portray women as bad guys? They are treasures." And then the other side's like, "How dare you have a female bad guy? That's woke, man."
No, that's the I mean that's the argument some people make with horseshoe theory. Not to bring politics into this again, but horseshoe theory is when you see both the far right and the far left as the same. But yeah, that's another discussion
No,
for another
no,
podcast.
you know what? I don't know why we are so scared to get political these days. Because in truth, it's not that you and I avoided getting political when this started, and I mean, we're talking about the same things we always have. It's just that so many things today are becoming political. And last night, I think it was either Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel. They made a really good point I had never considered. And he said that people are complaining these days that comedy is all politics, but what we fail to consider is maybe politics is just all comedy now. I
I
mean,
mean,
I
it
know
is
you're in
considering.
Thailand,
No, no,
so
no, 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 no. I agree with you completely because I've been following you American media for the longest. I mean, the internet is like mainly populated,
yeah.
dominated by like American media and influence, so it makes sense. And obviously, I'm very Americanized compared to the average Thai person. So yeah, like I agree with you, like because it's comic, like considering the political like the political situation in America right now. It's just so comical. It's like you cannot make this shit up. Like it feels like a sketch. It's like it feels like a Saturday Night Live. No, it feels like
Geez.
any funny
So
sketch, but it's real.
so many headlines I read these days. A year ago, I would have sworn they came from The Onion.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. That's a perfect comparison. Like I thought it was just an onion sketch. This is not an onion. It's real. Imagine you make you're
If
you're crazier than an onion sketch.
if people weren't recording everything going on right now, 50 years from now, when kids are reading this in a textbook, they would think we're making this shit up.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's bring this back to art because
let's bring that to
I mean,
film, movie
if yeah,
discussion, all that.
if we get political, it is in relation to art. We are not here to discuss politics for the sake of politics.
Yeah, cause like I mean, sometimes all art is political inherently. That's another debate we can have, but we're not gonna try to like argue about like which ideology is the best. Well, we're not experts, so go watch another. There's already a trillion podcasts about comedians pretending not to be political, but they become political anyway.
Well,
um,
like Jimmy or Steven said, maybe it's because politics is becoming comedy. And comedians, material's material, you know?
exactly.
Anyway, so something I also wanted to talk about is sorry, studio interference and this idea of shareholders maximizing their profit and in the process destroying aesthetic creativity.
Dude, that is it. That is so true. That's the most true one of the most true statement you have ever said on this podcast, Philip.
Well, we're starting 2026 off correctly then.
We're like that's literally the problem. We're trying to escape policy, but that's literally the problem with capitalism. Because capitalism is ruining art. It's literally ruining art. Because like when shareholders are prioritizing like profit, revenue, and like marketability over actual genuine like artistic choices and voices, um the art suffers, and most people might not care. Some audience member do care if they see the changes as negative, but most of them probably not gonna notice because they're not as neurotic as us and talking about this in a podcast.
I think some people notice
Right,
even if they can't necessarily place their finger on the problem.
right, right.
Like, you know what, Mickey Mouse? I apologize for this, but I also don't, so I'm going to take a shot at you.
Go for it.
Marvel and DC, for example, two of the most popular franchises out there, and people have been complaining about their quality of most of their projects, not all of them, most of them, for the
Hmm.
past 6 years,
6 years?
or at least the past 5.
Maybe longer,
You know,
bro. I mean,
I
if you
mean,
count like,
well,
oh,
with
sorry,
Star
sorry.
Wars, if we're counting the sequel trilogy, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you're right. I mean, I know you think The Last Jedi is incredible. I think parts of it are incredible. You and have a difference of opinion there. Admittedly, some of the things I dislike also come from what ultimately happened with Rise of Skywalker, but that's neither here nor there. If you want to talk about this, join me on the other podcast, Legends and Lorecast. That is just for nerd talk. We'll invite you on sometime.
Oh yeah. I'll go on there and say that Last Jedi is better than A New Hope or something.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. Let's not get into that.
so so these franchises have a schedule that they go by, and
Mm-hmm.
in order to meet the schedule, they have deadlines, they
Right.
have and they have studio interference and creativity. I would argue does not have a set timeline. I mean, I've been trying to rewrite one of my books for publication for like a year and a half now. The actual book only took me like 6, 7 months to write, and
Holy
rewriting it
shit,
for
you're
publication
fast.
is taking me twice as long,
Whoa,
if
you're
not longer. I
fast.
still got like a third of the book to go.
Wow, you're fast.
And yeah, I mean, I think of new things that I could add into it because now that I know the full story, I've written 15 of the books. Now that I know the full story, I I'm adding like little clues to things that are going to happen like several books from now because I want it to feel a lot more connected. And
Right.
creativity, I mean, sometimes you'll just be in the shower or be in bed at night and you'll just have an idea. There is no set schedule for creativity. And
Inspiration
trying to
comes
give
from
it a
anywhere.
schedule is, yeah, trying to give it a schedule is what dampens it and could, in some cases, ultimately ruin the project.
I think
Or, I mean, I know every film, every television show is a compromised version of the creators, the directors, the writers' visions. Like I know that's just the reality of filmmaking,
yeah.
but to the extent that they still did what they wanted to do, like The Godfather, for example, even that, like a treasured film, it's still a compromised version of what they ultimately wanted to do. But if they had the studio interference of today, would it have been as epic? You know. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to say something.
No, I was listening to your to you, and I completely I agree on like the sentiment. But I feel like well, when it comes to studio interference, I feel like the problem would be that they rush things out for like it's in order to like make things stay relevant, or because like there's focus groups that inform them that yes, we like consider marketing, the timing, we should release this movie should be released now, or that they can cut out a movie entirely because it's not the right time and whatnot. And I feel like these kind of interventions are horrible and like damage the art, of course. I do feel like when it comes like restricting your schedule or your timing of your inspiration and when you can finish something, I think that's a more of an issue of like trying to keep things structured so that things are finished and done. I I think you, but you know, like I understand what kind of studio interference you're talking about. Where like they,
Yeah.
yeah, you go.
Another thing I wanted to touch on is a lot of television shows these days. People have been complaining about this as well. That some of them have seasons that take years to return. That shows sometimes take 2, 3 years to return, and then when they
Right.
do, it's only like 8 episodes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which,
yeah.
I mean, if I might use Star Wars again as an example, I think there was 3 years in between seasons 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian.
Hmm.
And yeah, people waited 2.5 years, I want to say, for the show to return. And they already knew it was only going to be 8 episodes, just like the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what I'm mainly thinking of in this instance is not just the audience, but mainly the cast and crew. Because if they are contracted to this show, or other shows like this, I'm just using Mandalorian as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're contracted to the show, you cannot take a job or gig in any other thing that might interfere with that schedule.
Right.
And if you're only getting paid per season, then or per episode, then 8 episodes, is that really a lot? Like what if this is the only gig you can do in these 2 years because you're contracted and you can't interfere with the schedule. You can't take anything else that interferes with that schedule. So you work 6 months in 2 years. You get paid only for 8 episodes.
Right.
I mean, I know these shows have a lot more money going into it, so it's perhaps an unfair comparison to mention like the 1960s Batman, which did like 60 episodes per season.
Right. Right.
I I don't know, like I don't come here with like a solution. Like I
Well,
understand the problems. I understand like I think that's ultimately what bothers me the most when it comes to studio interference is like I understand the reasoning.
yeah.
It's just one of those things like you know this isn't the way, not to make a Mandalorian reference, but like I know why. I just don't think it's the way.
Like, wait, but like your problem with like this particular like example with the Mandalorian is that like they're releasing too little episodes. Like, even though it would have the show would have benefited more from like being released with more episodes per season. Is that what you're saying, or
Yeah, I also think the show, as much as I love when it connects to other pieces of Star Wars media, what I liked about the first season, especially,
hmm,
was it was it felt like very much like a standalone piece of media. Like,
right, right.
there's no Mandalor. I mean, I know it's literally called the Mandalorian, but there is no connection to Death Watch. There is no Luke Skywalker. There is no like
There's no
it, it
Yoda and Jar Jar
yeah.
Blings.
It was just a simple man making his way through the universe. I know that's Boba Fett's thing, but
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
get what
mean that's what originally interested me about the show.
but what changed due to the episode count or the studio interference?
Well, starting in season 2, it became a lot more connected to shows like Clone Wars and Rebels.
Right.
So I also feel like if you're going to connect it to the larger franchise, then there's also like things you got to watch out for, right?
Hmm.
So that probably slowed down the production. Sorry, I had a train of thought like 30 seconds ago and I lost it. Um,
No, it's
back when
good,
it was
bro.
back when it could do its own thing without needing to worry about stepping all over canon. I feel like I feel like the show was better. They probably could have produced it faster. I love the show. I do like all the seasons. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, 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 it's fine. Cause like I was curious about like what's the specific like studio interference that makes the show so segmented, or like it's a like segmentation, is that a word? Like
Well,
segmenting the show
now,
make it worse because you have to wait for too long, and like cuz a good example of something like that would be would be Squid Game season 2 and 3 being even though like it was written as one season, they split 2 and 3, like they split the low point of season of the first half, which is season 2. Now we know it's season 2, and with season 3, even though like it feels more like a connected story if it was just released together. Is that also what happened with the Mandalorian or similar? Because
I
that's also
mean,
studio interference, like
I
example one.
feel I feel like these shows, like The Mandalorian, became connected to two other shows, um, the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka.
Uh
And
huh.
for a while there, it seemed like things were going, like story was was going, like, oh, Mandalorian season 1, then season 2. Oh, now here's Book of Boba Fett, which is really just Mandalorian 2.5, and then we got another season of Mandalorian, and right after that is the first season of Ahsoka. And once it was these 3 shows, it was supposed to be 4 because Rangers of the New Republic was canceled. Um, this was 3 years ago. The last season connected or the last show connected to any of these was Ahsoka season 1. The
Mm-hmm.
story has yet to pick up. I know the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is later this year, but like I said, Ahsoka was 3 years ago, and none of these shows have returned since. We don't know if we're getting another season of Boba Fett. And another thing that sometimes bothers me is when a character becomes too popular and the studio begins treating them that way. Like sometimes it
Right.
works, sometimes it works. Like Loki became very popular to the point where he got his own show. The
Yeah.
show actually turned out pretty well. I think that's an instance where it kind of worked out. I mean, he doesn't necessarily feel like the same Loki, but ultimately, I think it worked out. Now, with The
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Mandalorian, he got so popular and they spent so long arguing, should it be season 4 or should we go with the movie route? And anyway, like I said, I should
Mm-mm.
probably be talking about this on the other podcast since this is about films.
No, no, no,
Um,
it's fine. But like, what I was trying to get at with your argument is more like, because I wanted to, because I wanted to understand like, what was the studio's decision that like specifically damaged the show? Like, is it segmenting things so that it turns out that they're like the narrative doesn't flow properly, or is it like, oh, they try to make it more of a connected universe, and that's why it doesn't feel like an ongoing narrative that was established in season 1. Is that what you're saying? Or like, I
I
misunderstood.
kind of, I mean, my mind is still on the popularity thing. So,
Oh, okay.
for example, in the Book of Boba Fett, it is 7 episodes long, if I remember.
Yeah.
Two, two of the episodes of a 7 episode series are
Mm.
dedicated to the Mandalorian. Like
Oh, I
it's
get it.
Boba Fett's show, and then one full
Oh,
episode
I get it now.
is about the Mandalorian.
Uh-huh,
Boba Fett's in one scene, and then the next episode, Boba Fett doesn't show up at all. It's all a Mandalorian episode. Like this, this idea. Like,
Well,
okay, could you
maybe
imagine?
maybe they were trying to like be a so your problem is that it's trying too hard to be a shared universe when it doesn't have to be too shared. Because I mean, it is a shared
Yes,
universe because
because
it's still
because
Star
it's
Wars,
because
but
Star Wars is a brand. Like
right.
like we know this. It's a brand,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
when you have a character that's super popular, yes, I do feel like the studio tries to shove them in there when
Okay, okay, I get it now.
I'm pretty sure the creatives wanted it to be its own thing. Like imagine if you were reading a Spider-Man comic, and then
Mm.
out of nowhere he's not in 5 of his own issues. It's about Iron Man. Like imagine that.
Dude, okay, I get it now. I would tear the comic books to shreds and then put and throw it away, bro. I'm kidding. I wouldn't go
Yeah,
that
I
far, but
mean, they kind of got the Mandalorian back for that. There's one episode
mm.
that feels like it's an episode of what would have been Rangers of the New Republic. So it's actually kind of funny that it ended up happening to to Mando as well. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to talk about in this episode, which I don't know why we hesitated talking about it for so long, especially since it's been relevant for a few years now.
Yes, sir.
AI, like AI's growing influence.
AI. I thought we talked about AI a little bit in episode
We
4 or 3 or
a little
4.
bit, but
Like we
I
also
mean a
talked about
little bit,
piracy
but
in that episode, maybe. I forgot.
we did, but both
Mm.
of these are issues or solutions when it comes to piracy that have become a lot more
Yeah.
prevalent. I mean, 2 years ago, AI was not where it is right now. I mean, a
Oh
video
yeah, for
of
sure, for
Will
sure.
Smith eating spaghetti looked like it came straight from hell. Like it was so. garbled. It looks so terrible. And these days, if you wanted a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti, it looks realistic. It looks like an actual
Yeah,
video.
I saw a clip of Mike Tyson. Wait, not Mike Tyson. What am I thinking? Neil deGrasse Tyson, like like AI video, and then he put the AI video away and said, "That's not me. That was AI." And it looks. I couldn't tell at all, and I was
Uh,
like, "We're
my God.
cooked. We're cooked, bro. We're fucking cooked, dude."
I know. I've seen videos where people use AI for stupid things like when quote unquote Metro Man returns in Megamind,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
somebody replaced that um with George Floyd, and I was like, he did not die for this, but if this is what people are going to use AI for, fine. But then there are other people
Maybe not
who,
fine. Who knows?
well, oh yeah, okay, moralistically not fine, but it's fake, as
No, no, no. I
opposed
mean,
to
yeah, yeah. No, no, no.
these other videos. Sometimes I'll come across one and I'll believe it's real,
Right.
and so I'm not necessarily against AI because I think it is here to stay.
No, I'm
I
against
just
AI
think
all the
that
way.
I just think we should we should it should be law to mark what is AI and what is not. Because if it can be used for misinformation, then that is dangerous on a
Oh,
whole nother level. I mean,
there's
have you ever
already concerns. Oh, sorry, you go first.
like the Running Man pretty much predicted deepfake, like the original Running Man? I mean,
Yeah, deepfake's a real issue now. Even back in my old workplace, we had to have like job training against like, phishing emails and scams and all that stuff. Like because, there's a lot of, scammers trying to compromise and obtain like confidential information from like corporate like companies. And like, we even had it like in the learning e-learning stuff, but we even had to learn about like deepfakes being used by AI, like people impersonating like other people in order to get information, maybe from calls, like you can make AI voices, deepfake voices, or like video calls. It's gonna become more, but like, it's crazy, Philip. It's crazy out there.
yeah, yeah. See, like that worries me a little bit. Another thing I do have to admit is the environment. Like apparently, uh,
Oh no, bro! Like these AI
like
power stations just take up so much, bro. It's
I know.
resources.
So I those should be restricted a little bit.
Like every time you ask ChatGPT, "Hey, what can a monkey eat its own like poop for nutrients?" Like you
I know,
probably
like
like killed five trees.
why can't that be a Google search?
Like
What,
that's probably kill like five trees maybe.
right? I know, but I mean, if I
Google's
remember correctly,
yeah,
didn't Google used to have a problem like that, but then they took care of it, right? I mean, the problem still exists. They just made it smaller.
probably, but Philip, like it's too hard to Google now. I need a computer to Google for me.
I, I don't know. Like,
I'm kidding.
I I mean, I know you said you're against AI all
Oh,
the way,
I'm
and
all the
truth
way.
is, if I believed it could go away, I also would be. I just consider myself a little too much of a realist, or maybe a pessimist, depending on.
Oh, and
Well,
how you look at
actually, how many
things.
times is reality disappointing? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm a
Oh,
pessimist. Although
well,
I like to be an optimist, but when it comes to AI, I believe it is here to stay, whether we like it or not. How it
that's
stays
fair.
around, that could be different.
That's
Like
fair,
I'm
baby.
I'm not sure to what extent it'll be around. I'm not sure what shape or form it'll take 5 years from now, but I do truly believe it's not going to go away. I know that OpenAI lost millions, if not billions of dollars this past year, but
Holy
I
shit.
know there's going to be some rich guys that are going to bail them out. Like I know
Another
this.
Elon Musk type that saved the company. Well, it didn't save Twitter. No, no, Elon just bought Twitter because he felt like it. No, that's different. but yeah, you're totally like AI is like it's all another issue I keep bringing up when it comes to AI that I tell a lot of people who just just enamored, like just fascinated by AI, like a lot of boomers are, which is that which is that like AI, the problem with AI is that it's advancing too fast for any before any lawmakers can make laws about them and restrict them. That's the problem with like advancement in technology, is that we're thinking of innovating like without like considering the possibilities, the consequences that it can bring by innovating, and that's the issue.
Oh, there's a really good quote
Just
from
like
Jurassic
yeah,
Park.
yeah, I was thinking of Jurassic Park. Literally, literally.
You were so concerned about whether or not you could, you didn't stop to think if you
Exactly.
should.
I
But
was
he
gonna say
wasn't even
Jurassic
talking about
Park.
AI.
He was talking about
He wasn't even.
dinosaurs.
I know, like, but I mean,
Malcolm, bro, Malcolm.
maybe AI isn't the same as playing God, like, bringing back dinosaurs. It might not be the same thing, but it is the same issue
Bro, it
in terms
almost.
of,
I mean, I agree. Yeah, but you go. Sorry.
yeah, like, no, sorry. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. You were
No,
talking.
I was gonna say like it is playing. It's almost playing God because like well technology. I'm not just talking about AI, but like technological advancement in general. Is that we're trying to like speed run the process of like being able to create like a supercomputer AI or like whatever piece of technology to make things that like shouldn't be humanly possible for us, and like try to like erase like the part of humanity that should stay human. Like we shouldn't we sh- like technology is convenient and good and useful for a lot of things, sure, and we enjoy the benefit from that a lot. Like that's why we're having a podcast right now, even though we're like a trillion kilometers away from each other. But maybe there's some things that we shouldn't take away from the human experience, and I feel
Yeah,
like
like,
AI is the capstone of that. And
I when it comes to Ian Malcolm's question, the could and the should, I think one vital part that's missing from that is why. Like, in relation to Jurassic Park, I know the why. Like, we all know the why because the guy wanted to open a zoo for dinosaurs.
it looks
Okay,
cool for the
do the
yeah.
consequences make it worth it? Ultimately, no. But
Nope.
with AI, why? What is the benefit?
Like I think it
Like,
was
to the
yeah yeah yeah
people,
yeah yeah. Yeah. Oh
to the
sorry.
people developing it, to the people funding it, why?
Why? What is? I mean, it's
I'm,
cool and it's useful, I
when it comes
guess.
to, I mean, as far as I can tell, it is to replace people. Like, in regards to art, um, I've seen AI replace artists and with, like, it was a few years ago. I think they said that the opening sequence of the Marvel show Secret Invasion was completely made by AI.
What? For real?
Is it because you didn't have to pay the AI to make it? I mean,
I'm pretty
I
sure
would have
that's
loved to have
why.
seen I would have
I'm
loved to have seen what an artist could have done with that, you know?
I'm pretty sure that's
So
why. Yeah.
this is also another attack on creativity. And that
It
one
is
is a lot more
definitely one.
direct, but also indirectly. Now you have people like who need ideas for stories. They could literally just go onto ChatGPT and be like, "Hey, what is a good idea for a, robot takes over world story?" And it'll come up with like 20 of them. You're not stretching any of your creative muscles.
And it's
And
probably
on top
just
of,
like recycle ideas that it spread out throughout the internet anyway, because
yeah,
because ChatGPT is a learning model and it cannot just think things up thin air like us, I
yeah, it's
guess.
just like, despite it being called AI, it's missing the I.
I mean,
It's
it's like it's fair. Like human, it the difference between us and AI is that we're humans. We live. We have the human suffer. We have the human experience. We have experiences of actually living as a human being, as a person, we have suffering, like the human condition, we have conflict, we have emotions that are illogical, irrational, and we experience things that's like machines don't, because they're not sentient. So to think
Yeah,
that they would be able to come up with something that resonate with actual other humans would be baffling and insulting to the actual writers and artists, creators all around the world.
I think that's also a big way of how you can tell what's real and what's artificially made.
Right.
Because yeah, if if it touches on something that feels human, but it feels very generic, it's likely because it's recycled crap, you know?
I mean, to be fair, obviously, to like most other people, critics out there, there are like human-made stuff that feel that way sometimes, and maybe it's and maybe, but I would rather take that over like AI slop any day, because
Oh yeah.
because those things are made by human who made a genuine attempt, even if they're maybe there's like behind the scenes like
Yeah,
drama behind
not
it.
every
Oh, sorry, you go.
no, go ahead. Even if there's not drama.
There's like behind the scenes like studio interference, like all of that stuff, and creative constraint, or like obligations, compromises, and make it turn out like that. But if it's just made by AI, because like they don't want to pay the artists, creators, they want to like shit, like just like replace the manpower with just like a few with AI engines, and yeah, that's way worse. That's objectively worse.
Yeah. What if we ever get to a point where AI is actually sentient and can experience things itself? I admit I'd be interested to see what it comes up with. Like
Yeah.
I do believe in the value of sentience, but I just don't see it at this point. So like you said, even if a human story is garbage,
Hmm.
it would still be real
It's
to an
real
extent.
garbage, not
Yeah, to an
slop
extent.
garbage.
Yes, like human garbage is still better than recycled crap.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. I mean, look at
It's
the
more fresh.
room. Look at the room. Look at the room. Keep
the
no.
the room the room it still gets screenings even though it's considered terrible. There's a movie on the making of it, The Disaster Artist. I love that film.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
that.
it could also be because I love films about the making
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah,
films or
yeah, yeah,
shows.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But but to for something like the room to be considered like an art house piece, like a piece of filmmaking that should be respected, despite going against every conventions of what most people agree that is agree is considered a good movie. It's still beloved, have a cult following by every, like like, yeah, people. I would rather take The Room over, like, I don't know, like Metro Man being replaced with George Floyd.
Yeah, I don't know why that. Oh,
What?
good.
I mean, you could,
And
like, someone could argue, like, oh, but like the people who create the prom, like they had some thought into it. No, no, shut the fuck up, bro. You're
oh,
asking
and
the AI to think for you most of the
did you
time.
hear about that AI actress? Let me see if I could find her name. Like,
What?
I
There's an
kid you
AI
not, there is an
actress?
AI actress. Her name is Tilly Norwood, a completely artificial generative AI created character designed to look and act like a human performer, sparking major debates in Hollywood about job displacement, creativity, and the fuel of acting. With Tilly's potential representation by talent agencies, she actually has talent agencies behind her, like Jesus, highlighting complex legal and ethical gaps in regulating AI and entertainment.
Oh God.
Oh
Oh
my god,
God. She
she's got a
looks.
full Wikipedia
This
page.
this looks demonic, man. She looks demonic. I'm not a Christian, but like she looks demonic, bro. Look at that,
Uh,
bro. Look at that shit, bro.
I don't know.
But
I don't
okay, but
as
she's so realistic too. I'll give it props. If you didn't tell me this she was AI, and without me like looking into it for more than like 5 seconds, I probably couldn't tell from first glance.
Yeah, but I mean it's a bit concerning that you can't tell immediately,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's the problem. I mean, yeah, like looking at these images, it looks uncanny. Like the way she smiles like the same way in every photo. That's already a red flag, though. Like oh god, Philip.
Yeah, we might be cooked. We might be screwed.
We cook, bro. We cook. And she won some awards. What
Oh God, she won awards.
is that an award or is that a fake? Maybe that's also AI generated award. Who knows? But yeah,
Uh, on this
Philip.
podcast, have I ever talked about my problem with the award shows? Like last year, it became known that some of them don't even watch the films that they nominate. Like all they have to do is hit play, and as long as the site or app is aware that the movie played, it doesn't keep track if they actually watch it, just that it played.
Wait, is that how they like like look for qualifications of judges? Really?
I mean, okay, before one battle after another came out, I already knew it was going to sweep at the awards.
But I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
it
it's a
looked
great
it looked
movie.
like
Okay,
Oscar bait.
no, but I love it. Okay, I actually watched the movie. It's a
Is it the best
masterpiece.
movie of the year? I haven't watched it.
I Well, I haven't watched that many movies this year,
Okay.
so I can't make that judgment. But if I had to
Anyway,
pick, I would pick it. Yeah.
but it looked very Oscar baited,
Yeah, true.
and not just because it has Leonardo DiCaprio, but seriously, when's the last time that dude made something that didn't automatically get nominated? And but you know this, that I've had a problem with the award shows for a long time.
For a long time.
Admittedly, the first time I had a problem with them
Mm.
was when they said they would never nominate an Avengers movie. I'm not saying any of the Avengers movies deserve Best Picture. I'm not saying that, but to disqualify movies that haven't even been made, that I think goes a little too far.
Base. I'm just kidding. I'm
Like I
kidding.
said,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't realistically believe that any Avengers movie is going to be Best Picture.
Yeah, I take that joke
I
back. Yeah, you
but I'm not going to
shouldn't
go
think like
so
that.
far as to say none of them could. I mean, who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line, something super special comes along, like Secret Wars. Somehow it becomes the Best Picture. Somehow, but it won't be nominated because it has Avengers in the title. I hate the principle behind it. I know it's unrealistic, but I hate the principle
No, I agree.
of
I feel like
what that statement
no
means.
movies should not be disqualified for its genre and its popularity, like or its origin, because that is unfair and prejudice. That is like incredibly prejudiced. Like it's
Yeah,
just
so
prejudice because like look at like foreign films that finally had a chance to compete in the Oscars and then won, like Parasite.
Parasite,
Like
Parasite.
no one knew Parasite. No one believed Parasite was gonna win because there's no precedence for it. But it beat Joker. It beat Joker.
I truly believe that the people like that year. I believe they truly watched Parasite.
Yeah. But like I agree with you. I feel like judges should watch the actual
So
movies before judging them. That's
so yeah.
basic.
So this is another instance where I feel like there's just a level of fakeness around it. Like I
It's
was
all
watching
performative. Yeah.
I was watching the Golden Globes. So many of the films that were nominated I hadn't seen, and 95% of my predictions were correct
Right,
because
right.
I was just going off of popularity or what I felt looked Oscar baited.
Yeah.
95%. I saw like a quarter of the stuff that was nominated
Mm-mm.
because it's just that predictable. I feel like one of the judges at this point.
I feel like
I
they
didn't see it.
have it's all performative. It's all about the aesthetic of what the award should be and what it should look like. It's rigged. It's basically rigged, right? For like the same kind of movies will always win. Well, not always, because like when it comes to the Oscars, there's been surprises before, but
Yeah.
that's been like a long time now since Parasite won. So like who knows? Like if we're gonna ever gonna get again. Also, animated movies never in a million years get a chance to be in the Oscars, cause it's for little kids.
And then when animation tries to be grown up, people are like, "Oh, it shouldn't be like that."
Yeah, like why can't you just let
So,
things be
so
joys
it's
for
it's not that
kids?
it's not just that animation is traditionally for kids. It's that they're more comfortable keeping it that way.
I mean, this is the whole debate. Like animation is cinema. That whole debate sparked by like that that guy who made the new Pinocchio. I think you like that guy. The
Oh, Guillermo del
yeah
Toro's
yeah yeah
Pinocchio from
yeah.
like 3, 4 years back.
He has so many good quotes recently. People love him now. Like he said, animate during his award. He said animation is cinema, and he also said in a theater once that fuck AI or something. Like he just screamed that out.
He did when they were promoting Frankenstein or getting an award for it, something.
Oh shit, that's so
By the way, go
badass.
see personally from what I've seen from 2025. I think Frankenstein's the best film. I will watch One Battle After Another. I also really got to watch Sinners. That's one I wanted to watch
Oh, I
even
haven't watched
before it was being
Sinners. Oh
nominated.
yeah, I haven't watched Sinners. I gotta
Like
watch it too.
so, I do want to watch these films. It's just that now that I feel that they're not watching a lot of these, I feel like what I'm being told these films are great because they think it's great. And some of them maybe they are. Like you said, One Battle After Another is good. I do plan to watch it, but I also feel that I mean some people don't watch as many movies or shows as I do, and I feel like their opinion is going to be influenced by like these shows by other people's opinion who didn't even watch it.
And that sucks because like we don't what is even the qualifications for the judges anymore? Are they like at least watch all of the major movies that come out for the before like nominated for the Oscars. Like they should have people like you. I'm pretty sure there's ton of young individuals who are passionate about film, media, and all of that. Like you, like out there, and they're definitely even if
Well,
they like lack life experiences or whatever, they still more qualified than like an
well,
80-year-old guy hasn't even been in a movie theater since 1975. You know.
I'm going to perhaps sound more like a nerd with what I'm going to say here as
Right.
opposed to a filmmaker,
Sure.
but I detest the idea of what should be cinema.
Yes,
Like
I agree.
and
I agree
what
100%.
qualifies? You said like what qualifies. And the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm a superhero fan. Like
Yeah.
I love superhero fans. As of now, I've only ever made one superhero film.
Movie,
It's not the best one I ever made, but
movie.
it is one. But it probably is the one I'm most proud of.
It's
Even
the
if
most
it's not my
success.
best film,
It's the most successful one, at least. You know, you can't deny
yeah,
that.
and that's another thing. Like, even though it didn't win as many awards as Modify or Urbana, it's the one people seem to have enjoyed the most. And I think people's opinion should count for something. Like, I know there's the People's Choice Award, but it's not as prestigious as the Golden Globes or the Oscars. I
Right.
do think people's opinion should matter and not just those who think they know what cinema should be. So, okay, I think only two superhero films have ever been nominated for Best Picture: Black Panther
Spider
and
Man.
Joker. No,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man never
2.
made it into Best
Spider-Man
Picture.
2. No, Spider-Man 2
Wait,
was
did?
nominated. I think Spider-Man 2 was nominated.
Wait, now I need to look this up. I
On
thought
a,
Black Panther was the first.
no. Spider-Man 2 was Oscar
Spider-Man
because
2.
Spider-Man 2 was just that good.
Wait, are you talking Spider-Verse
No,
or Tobey
Spider-Man 2.
Maguire?
Spider-Man 2. Tobey Maguire. Sam Raimi.
Now I need to look for Best Picture. You said?
I don't know best picture, but one of the categories. Two nominated.
Well, anyway, so Black Panther was nominated because it showed like amazing African representation. Like they didn't, it wasn't nominated because it was a superhero film.
Oh, it won an Oscar.
And
Dude, it won an Oscar. It won Best
which
Visual
one?
Effects. 77
Ah,
Academy Awards.
those are the only things superhero films ever get nominated. Like Avengers Endgame. Do you remember how popular? Like it's still incredibly popular. So much so that they're still saying the best Marvel film since Endgame. And you want to know what it was nominated for? Visual effects.
I mean, here's the thing. I think there's a distinction between like films that are like film like films that should win Best Picture, like only because of like opinion, only because of popularity, and like an actual like judges considering all of the quality of the film based on their judgment, like this. The cinematography, the editing, the technique, the soundtrack, the storytelling technique, the all of that, like all these categories, like all these elements of the film consider, like I think there should also be like influence of the judges, like given their expertise, like supposed expertise and also experiences, and also combine them with like the opinion of the common people of what they believe is the greatest movie. I think that like these should factor into like when they like judge what is should be cinema and what should not, what should be good and what should win.
Okay. I mean,
And
that's easy to say when the example I used was Avengers. So let me come up with a different one. The Dark Knight.
no. I meant like yeah. The Dark Knight should. I mean, I think what
I
I'm.
think it should have at least been considered.
I think they all should be nominated and whatnot. I think all of these superhero movies should not be disqualified from even being nominated. I agree with you, but like whether or not it wins, who knows, right? But the problem that you and I both have right now is the judges themselves are not even qualified. If the judges were qualified, then we can have another discussion. Like I think the like the I like you I think the judges don't even qualify because A, they like you said, they don't actually watch the movies they nominate, and B, they don't really they're prejudiced against anything that's not considered like Oscar vibes, right?
Yeah, like and disqualifying an entire genre. And I don't know, it's just disappointing to me. Like I said, I'm not arguing that these films should have won. And I know as a superhero nerd, a lot of people think I argue this because I want superhero films to be like, oh, prestige. And to a certain extent, I think a few of them deserve that kind of recognition. Like The Dark Knight, I believe that's perhaps one of the best superhero movies ever made. And I'm not the only one that is of this opinion. But
Yeah, true.
it,
Yes.
but I mean, a few times in this very episode, I've talked about the principle behind things.
Mm.
And this is another instance of that. I do not like the idea of an entire genre not qualifying just because of what the genre. Like, imagine if the Oscars ever openly confessed that they didn't like mystery. They didn't like the genre of mystery, and
Murder
anything
mystery. Yeah,
that
murder
belongs in
mystery.
that
Yeah, yeah,
genre,
yeah, yeah. Mm.
like anything in that genre, we are never going to consider for the Oscars. We're never going to consider it for best picture, best director, best writer. We're never going to do that. We hate mystery. It's not Oscar. It's not prestige, you know, it's not Oscar worthy. Like imagine if they ever said that. Like that's how I see it. I know that superhero genre isn't prestigious. I know this, but it still exists. So when you say something is, like the best script of the year, the best picture of the year, it has the best director, that should be going up against everything that came out that year. So yeah, even if The Dark Knight loses, I want something like that to at least, come to mind.
It's
Like
it's
it's
it's,
it's not even that much. I'm not asking to that they give these films awards, just that they don't automatically think that they don't. I don't know, man.
no, 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 no,
So
no, no, no. It's good. It's good, bro. Like I feel like we have a prejudice, right? Like these like award shows, they have a tradition that they need to keep, and like they discriminate against certain shows. No, not show movies that don't really fit the the tradition that they have laid out, like the guidelines or the characteristic of what they consider Oscar worthy movie. And that's why I feel like, I mean, it's similar. I wouldn't say it's the same thing, but it's like maybe they view superhero movies as like the same way they view animated movies. It's just like childish entertainment, right? It's like that's frankly what some people still think, and or some people think that they somehow like are only made with like pure commercial like intent in mind, like and not like a prestigious artful whatever the fuck like
no,
pretentious
no,
films like are
no,
seen
I
as.
I di- to a certain extent I disagree. Even if I take it so far back as comics, I believe that to an extent I learned things from them. And no, I'm not saying I learned that I should dress up like a bat and beat up people that murdered my parents in an alley. I just mean like sometimes, like with the writing, I'll come across a word I don't know. And I to understand the story, I will look up what the word means. And suddenly my vocabulary is extended a little bit. Or maybe I'll pick it up with context clues because I do think kids are smarter than we give them credit for. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still stupid. I'm still stupid and make dumb mistakes,
Right,
but
all of
I'm
us are,
educated and
all of us
kids
are.
can learn words from comics. I learned the word opaque, butane, populism, dichotomy,
Dichotomy, my favorite.
capitulation, Parkin. I learned a whole bunch of words from comic book. These are words I learned when I was 7. I learned the word dichotomy
When you
at
were set,
7 because of comic
whoa, you're
books.
so
And
cool. So,
and
okay.
another thing that I think doesn't get mentioned a lot is, basic human values. And that's become a lot more relevant because some people are thinking, oh, the X-Men and all these heroes are suddenly woke. No, they always were.
They always been woke, bitch.
Yeah, like
It's
I mean,
dumbass.
Superman. I mean, you think that it is woke to consider Superman a metaphor for an immigrant? An immigrant is somebody who comes from somewhere else on this planet. Superman literally comes from another planet.
Yeah,
You don't think he's a metaphor?
actually, he's a refugee. If you remember who said that.
That's still an immigrant. And on top of that, you're telling me you would sooner hate somebody from a different country than an actual alien. I mean, I'm not saying we should hate on actual aliens. I hope that when we do get out there and find other life, it's more of a Star Trek situation than a
Yeah.
than a War of the Worlds type
Yeah, yeah,
situation.
yeah, yeah.
But
But yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. Like, I feel
or the
like
X-Men,
look like
racism.
no, no, no. Like, like there's like just because it's made for kids and whatnot, like animated shows, superhero films, just because they have like these like elements to them, just like that, like a lot, like unassumed, like just ignorant people assume as like automatically childish by just because of their origin. They don't notice of all of these values and storytelling profoundness that can be found in them, and the potential to resonate with a wider audience would, like, better than any other film could, for some people. And and I think there's value in that. Like, in order, like, to inherently, like, dismiss those things would be, like, stupid, quite frankly, and outright, like, ignorant. Just
Yeah.
outright, like, discrim just it's just pure prejudice. Like I said, I feel like, I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of people who try to push things that shouldn't, that obviously is not, it's not targeted for a wider audience and not just kid. Like no one is arguing that, like, Blue's Clues should be, like, best picture. You know,
Yeah.
that's what these people think. Like, we're trying to, like, we're not saying Pet Patrol is, like, the next Citizen Kane, you know? Like, we're saying Puss in Boots is shouldn't be put in the same
Actually,
category.
Paddington 2 is better than Citizens Kane. Okay, that's an actual opinion I have, but I do know, I know it's considered like the best film. It's the one people always reference. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, just because something is targeted for a different audience doesn't mean it is any less valuable. Sometimes it'll
That's
awaken something in
fair.
you didn't know. Like I've
That's
seen a whole
fair.
bunch of science films. I, if I, I'm a superhero fan, I've seen Hulk movies with science behind them, but I never had an interest in science. And then, like, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I checked out the anime Dr. Stone, and it made science seem so cool. And now I think science is like incredible because of the story behind it. Like, imagine suddenly waking up in the equivalent of the Stone Age, and now with science you can bring back the modern world. Like, that was such a cool idea. And just because Dr. Stone is made for a slightly younger audience doesn't mean it's
Teenage,
any
pre
I mean,
teenagers.
I
Yeah,
show
yeah,
it to
yeah.
my parents. Like, my parents watch it.
Yeah, it it's it's something that the Academy or whatever should finally step away from, which is, like, holding on to this, to the tradition of like, of the aesthetic of the aesthetic of what the Oscars should be and look like. I honestly, like, we should just destroy the Oscars. You know, we should make our
I, I
own
think
award
I think
shows.
I think they just have this like romanticized idea of the Oscar days of old. These like A-listers dressed in like tuxes, and
Oh, yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
actresses in like these long dresses walking down the red carpet. Everything is shiny and gold.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. It's all
I
about prestige. Philip, it's prestige.
I mean,
It's
they have a dress code. I'm not saying people should like show up in a tank top, but
Yeah, I think that's, like, something also personal with you, is that you, when things are just rules,
like shiny for
regulations.
shiny shake.
Yeah, yeah, like rules and regulations and, like, tradition that just don't make sense. You just feel like it's stupid. Like, why are we doing it? Like, I feel like you have the
Well,
tendency to feel that way, especially dress
yeah,
code.
restrictions are like, it's in the word. They're restrictions, and they limit creativity.
Well. With the dress code thing, though, like, I feel like it's
Okay, with the dress
different.
code thing, I mean,
It's
okay, yeah, not with the specific example of like the dress code and the look. That's separate from my creative argument.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I just mean
Restriction.
the larger idea of putting everything inside the box. I mean, we literally have a saying about thinking outside the box.
Right.
So the idea that the most prestigious of awards and films belong, and they have to look like this, they have to belong in this box. It And a lot of people want to be inside this box because it is held with such high regard.
Right. It's
So
I get what you're saying.
yeah, like imagine if these UMF films that I made, like we only had 5 months to make them. Like I know we had like a year, and the top three that I did were made over like 2 years. But imagine if I only had like a couple months and I had to choose one of them.
Mm,
Now, movie ended up being our most popular one, and it also ended up being the one I had the most fun on.
mm.
But if I came in with that mentality of, oh, but which one's going to get me an award? I would have sacrificed movie for like Urbana, which is the most heavily awarded one. And yes, there's some creativity behind that, but not nearly to the extent of movie.
Really? So you think movie creatively is like you think you put more creative like in input and like ingenuity into it more than Urbana?
Yeah, I the only award that I got for it, because it's also I only ever signed it up for the awards regarding its writing. It only won one, but it was a pretty good award. I mean, they sent me like a physical like trophy for it. Like the writing for movie was good, and that is where I spent the most work. I know the way it looks is very juvenile. I mean, I only had like 6 shooting days for it.
The audio
Oh,
was
it's crazy.
the
It's crazy
audio
to think
was the
I
audio
only had
was
six
too
shooting
quiet.
days.
Yeah, the audio was too
Yeah,
quiet.
like I know there's a lot of things that didn't work, but creatively, the writing. You remember how much time I spent on the writing? Like in our
Yeah.
last quarter, we wanted we wanted to originally film the whole thing our last quarter, but I was spending so long on the script. I spent half of the quarter on the script alone, like
Yeah, I
not
remember
gathering a cast or filming it.
yeah, you were trying to find all of the tropes and cliches you wanted to subvert and like input into the movie. And that took a lot of time for you as well, like
Yeah, like I wanted it
in the
to come
pre-production
across as
area.
natural. I didn't want to put too many in it. Along the way, I came up with the idea of it being the first of a trilogy, so I wanted to save some of the jokes for later on.
Right, right.
I I wanted there to be character growth. I wanted there to be storylines for a couple of the characters. And yeah, Urbana, by comparison, I wrote Urbana in 2 days.
That's fair. Yeah. It feels like a damn only 2 days. Crazy.
Yeah, and some of the scenes, some of the epic shots we discovered on the day. Like one of my
I
favorite
mean,
shots
because you don't have a shot
of
list. Yeah.
this dude in his shot list. Like, okay, one of the most epic shots, which okay, I couldn't have done this with a shot list. I could not have done this with a shot list because I didn't know. A shot where I'm standing up, leaning against the wall, and Rachel is sitting down on the chair. Because of the way the lighting worked behind us, I looked like I was in the light and she was in the dark, which worked as epic foreshadowing. That is one of my favorite shots. But I could not have planned that. That is not in the script. We discovered that on the day. I
Right.
understand why Urbana got as many awards as it did, but like I said, most of my creativity went into movie, and given its popularity, maybe that shows.
To be fair, Urbana does feel less like you and more like you're trying to like fit into like this like the requirement of like what most short films should be like a very short self-contained narrative with like a lot of twists and experimental ideas in it which makes it more like student film s if that makes sense, but
Yeah,
movie feels like unashamedly like undoubtedly you.
unashamedly me, I
Yeah,
think is what you were trying to
yeah,
say.
unashamedly
Like,
you. It was
yeah,
you,
and
it was
and
you.
somewhere in the middle of that, but also leaning more towards student film esque, was Modify.
Yeah,
It didn't win as
definitely.
many. It won awards, not as many as Urbana, but it did win awards. And you remember I had fun on that one. I did have fun making it, but preparing to make it was hell, man.
I remember you were pretty stressed out while I was like walking with
Yeah,
you because
I
like
know. I
the
would
makeup
that
and then like like some of the cast member didn't show up when you needed them. Well, not
Yeah,
cast, no, not
and
cast. Crew member didn't show up when you
yeah,
needed
crew
them.
member. No, a cast member was also a problem for a little bit because
Oh
the character that was ultimately played
yeah.
by Anna, we had to film all the scenes with Anna on a separate day. All of Anna's scenes were one separate day because
Mm.
I needed somebody to play my niece. And I I remember when we went to go see Creed 3, I was texting everybody like right before, like, do you know an actress? Do you know? I sent it to like 40 people. And finally Anna's like, well, how about me? I was like, oh my God, I completely, at the time, we had only worked with Anna once. So I
Right.
like completely forgot that she was an actress.
I think you were blindsided because
Yeah,
uh
also I wasn't thinking straight. I mean, we had
Creed
2 more
3.
weeks to make the movie.
You guys were cutting it so close. Like you put Kevin in like the editing room. Like you just show Cole him in the editing room. Like
Oh,
and then
yeah,
the movie turned
I
out
chained him to the
you
chair, I
changed the
denied him food until he finished. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding, just kidding.
and then the problem is I think the biggest problem is that the audio suffer a lot. I don't know if you guys even use the right audio file from the
Hey, you're the one that
S5.
did the audio. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. Okay, for
Yes,
everybody
and I'm
listening,
not proud
it's
of.
not Katan's fault. Some of the shots, we literally had him hiding under the table, so it's not Katan's fault.
No, it's more like maybe we didn't even use the audio from the boom mic. I think because you guys didn't have time to like quality check. Maybe I don't know.
Is that the, student equivalent of studio interference? Because we were working on a deadline.
Yeah, exactly. Um and like you guys probably didn't know, or maybe Kevin didn't know. I was talking to Kevin behind the scenes about like whether or not like, oh, did you guys use the boom mic quality? Is this the boom? Because this is not how I heard it when I was recording it during production. This is not. I didn't. Maybe did you guys use the audio from the camera? Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. And like Kevin's apartment is just too loud and the room is untreated, so there's no way to get better audio than we got in that shot. But you knows, like, but it still works. It
Yeah,
still, yeah.
like with Modify, I had a little bit more of myself in that film than Urbana, like just a
Yeah.
little, because the original idea before this became a film that I had to make for a class, the original idea I had was I was getting tired of playing the same roles, so I made a film where I literally played 8 different roles because I wanted to show a little bit more range
Beautiful,
with my acting,
beautiful.
and then eventually um, I came in with a creative thought. What if this is a film that's a metaphor for, parents trying to turn their kids into little versions of themselves? What if I can, advocate for the value of individualism? And ultimately, that's the stuff that, stood out. And maybe that's why it won some awards.
I think
But
the concept is pretty unique, I feel. I don't think I've seen
yeah,
something I haven't heard of something like that, especially for short film. Because most short films
yeah,
they deal with similar subject matter, I feel. Like very
yeah.
similar to each other. But yeah, yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, it won some awards. 'Cause I focused a little less on trying to make it prestigious. Like Urbana is probably the most I've ever given thought to making it look good, to making it look like it deserves awards. I mean, it's fully black and white. I cared about the cinematography so much. When it comes to Modify, the only scenes I worried about the cinematography was when it would be me talking to myself. And that's just because we had to match the shots
Right.
in editing.
So like if you had a
So,
shot, like okay.
so yeah, I cared a little bit less about how it looked in Modify, and I cared more about the story. But at the same time, it wasn't like my creativity unchained. Like you said, that didn't really happen until movie. And when I look back on these three films, because these three films are probably the best ones that I made while in college, which ones do I value more? The ones that won awards, or the one that is, popular and unashamedly me? Like the one that's the most me is the most popular one. And I'm so happy about that. But it didn't win as many awards. So, yeah, when it comes to these awards, I question if these are really the films that represent, people and the cultural zeitgeist. Because, like you said, they're holding on to this traditional idea of what the Oscars are, and they're not representing the current zeitgeist. And then bringing it back to the AI actresses and all that, if you're pushing out the modern the modern mentality, and now you're going to push out incoming talent with like a literal artificial person,
Right.
then yeah, all the old creatives are going to die out, and they're not going to be replaced by new ones. They're going to be replaced by a generation trying to regurgitate the past, and they might not even be actual humans doing it. And
Exactly.
we're just going to get
Pitches.
caught in this constant loop of, romanticizing the past.
It's just gonna be an Ouroboros, that creature that eats itself.
That
It's
that
a
that's
self.
what
That's a
I was going to mention the
cannibalizing.
snake. I forgot the name. I forgot
Yeah,
the
the
name. Ouroboros. You're
Ouroboros,
right.
because it's just self
Ouroboros.
cannibalizing itself. And
Yeah, like
wish, I like, ironically, it's also a problem within, like, I feel, with, like, popular media, not just superhero. I'm not gonna shit on superheroes only. Like, just popular blockbusters in general, and, like, the nature of Hollywood right now. About right now, but, like, but yeah, you're totally right. It's also a problem within the academy, the prestigious, the people in charge of, like, the award shows. They're clinging on, they're romanizing the past only, and
yeah, like
mm,
I mean, I'm not going to pretend that every story is completely new because have you
that's
ever
impossible.
read the seven the yeah like have you do you know the seven basic plots? Like I know this one guy, Christopher Booker,
You
like wrote
you
a whole
told him
book
you
about
told
it.
me you
Like
told me about it. I remember.
yeah, like everything traces back, like every story traces back to another story that traces back to another that ultimately leads to these seven kinds of stories. Tragedy, comedy, rebirth, rags to riches, the quest, overcoming the monster, and voyage and return. So yeah, like um every story that I love, I know there's something that inspired it or came before it. I love Star Wars. Oh, did you know it's partially inspired by Dune? Oh, well, I love Dune too. Did you know that it's partially inspired by Foundation? I love Foundation as well.
The
And
hero's
even
journey.
though, yeah,
It's
even
literally
though
the hero's journey.
I know they all repeat these, like one if not more of the seven basic plots,
Hmm.
but they each still have something new to say,
I feel like
right?
what's also different is, like, even if it feels unoriginal, like I feel like the difference between, like, just, like, being a copy and being, like, like, creative originality, is more like, originality is not creating something completely new out of thin air, is taking two com- like, seemingly irrelevant, incompatible, like, elements that just, and then, like, combine them together to make them somehow relevant. It's called
Yeah,
juxtaposition.
recontextualizing them. Oh,
Yes.
juxtaposition, and
Yeah,
you
and
recontextualize.
recontextualizing them. Like, that's the nature of of creativity and storytelling. It's not creating things out of nowhere like you're God. It's like taking, for example, there's never been a story about a microphone that wants to be a surfboard a surfer in, like, on Santa Cruz Beach or something. But if you make, like, how is that related? A microphone coming to life and wanting to be a surfer. That sounds ridiculous,
Yeah,
but it's an original idea, even though those things are not original. Like, those concepts don't feel original. like
Yeah,
completely.
like The Wild Robot, one of my favorite films of all time. Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
it
that
was
new one.
like the guy included like real tragedy, like real feeling into the movie. Like AI at this time cannot do this, but the creator, his sister died of a gunshot wound.
Oh wait, wait,
I
don't
I cannot.
don't spoil too much. I still haven't watched it, but
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but the basic pitch was: what if a gun didn't want to be a gun?
ooh,
And and it's just beautifully tragic that this came from a real experience, but at the same time the idea of a warrior not wanting to be a warrior, or you know like a test subject that was bred for something wanting to be something else, like the
right,
idea of wanting to be something different than what people have tried to make you out to be,
right.
that's not new. But the way in which he told the story and where that story came from is new and original. And knowing the story behind what inspired it makes the film like beautifully I think I already said beautifully tragic.
Dude, that just makes me want to watch the movie even more. I'm sad I missed it when it was in theaters. Some people even said this might be the best DreamWorks movie ever. Crazy. Holy shit. I
Yeah,
love
it's
DreamWorks, bro. I've always been a DreamWorks fan since day one, okay? Like
DreamWorks is incredible. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon. I okay. I love all three of those films. The symbolism. One of my favorite instances of symbolism is in the second one. The villain, whenever he has a dragon under his control, he puts his foot on the dragon's face. Like he's literally conquered a dragon, which is such great juxtaposition to Hiccup, who raises his hand and lets the dragons come to him. Or the third villain, he is who Hiccup would have been if he had killed um, Toothless in the first one. If he had
yeah, yeah,
killed the
yeah,
Night
yeah.
Fury.
The Night Fury. Right, right, right.
Anyway, and then you have like Kung Fu Panda,
Kung Fu
which
Panda speaks by itself. Well, not the
yeah,
fourth one. I
the
haven't watched that one, but
from rags to riches, and it brings across this idea that you are already enough. Yeah, maybe you learned kung fu, maybe you became a better fighter, but there is no secret ingredient. Like that's one of the best metaphors I've ever heard. There is no secret ingredient.
that's beautiful. I want to get. You make me
So,
want to eat some noodles right now.
literally Poe right here.
Wow, that's racist.
No, but so, no, not because
I'm kidding. I'm
oh,
kidding.
see,
I'm kidding.
see, and then look, and then with
It's
that,
cause
you
I'm Jack Black.
recontextualize the joke. See, it's so great. You recontextualize the joke. You made it racist. Shut
It
up.
was cause it was about being fat, but now it's just about rape.
No, it was about you being hungry.
Oh
You've actually
yeah.
lost weight, man.
No, no, I know. Makes sense. I mean, Poe's always
You're
hungry. That makes sense.
oh man, I got some Gabriel Iglesias flashbacks. I did not lose 100 pounds just to now be called fat man.
Gabriel, dude,
No,
Gabriel though. But yeah, anyway, yeah. And
anyway,
also,
so ultimately, yeah, there are many things that we covered that I have a problem with. Not preserving media is a tragedy. Trying to replace people, even in the entertainment industry, with AI, and then also trying to not maybe capitulate's not the right word, but trying to keep
excuse
this
me.
older idea of what prestige means going. I mean,
They won't let
I don't.
go of like these old farts just won't move aside for the young ones to finally take over.
Yeah,
It's just what it feels like with the Academy, with the
I
Golden
mean,
Globe, with
you're.
yeah, the Oscars.
I know, like you're leaving behind great stuff, but you're also trying to keep living in the past. And at the same time, when you're trying to live in the future, you're trying to go forward, not with people, but with artificial intelligence, which I would argue
Which
isn't
scraps
yet
some
intelligence.
metals.
Yeah, so overall, all three of these elements that we talked about today, I feel are dampening creativity and becoming less meaningful and becoming more generalized and artificial.
It's all about consumption. It's all about it's all about supply and demand. It's all about like giving the consumers what they want and all the shareholders part of the shares and like all the fucking state
Dang,
stocks that go in.
what should I call this episode?
What
I,
is
I want
it?
to call it something that captures all that. Like maybe
Capitalism or like
supply,
crapitalism?
maybe supply and consumption versus aesthetic creativity.
Or
How's that?
capitalism more like crapitalism? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a dumb joke.
I don't want to necessarily say that because then people will think it's a political episode.
Your no, yours better.
I mean, maybe it is, but not with the intention of being political for political sake. Like I also
Yeah.
don't want it to come across as preachy, you know?
We are
Like
preachy for good reason.
these are our opinions. Listener, maybe you like Tilly Norwood, maybe you want to see more of her. That's your opinion. I'm of a different opinion, but we can agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree, but
Maybe,
I'll kick your balls if I see you in real life. I'm
you
kidding.
know, yeah, maybe you're okay with some media being lost forever. I don't know why you would like that, but maybe that's just the way you are.
Maybe that's the king.
Maybe,
Maybe that's what you get
yeah,
that get off at night.
yeah.
Lying in bed.
Maybe you like the aesthetic of the Oscars circa 1970. I mean, we are a species going on 8 billion people. There's going to be a difference of opinion. And I know that if there's even one person that is of this opinion, then there are thousands, if not millions more. So I know there are some people here that think everything that we've been saying this episode is BS and
Fuck
we're
them.
just petty because
No, fuck them,
because
Philip.
we're still at the bottom.
No, fuck them, Philip.
Yeah,
Who can,
yeah. You know what?
no, fuck them. Like
F
the AI
y'all,
slop.
and
No, 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 no.
you
If you
probably
defend,
you
if you
probably think the
genuine,
same thing of us.
if you
I don't know why
genuine.
you're still listening to us, episode 8, if you dislike us, but
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
mean, they could just stumble upon
Maybe
this
you're
episode randomly, without watching the
you're
other
just
ones. But
yeah,
anyway,
or maybe you're hate watching us. I don't know. There is a difference of opinion with everything out there. I mean, there is nothing that all 8 billion of us are going to agree on. Like there, you could even say something like, "Oh, I think humans deserve saving." Not everyone's going to be behind that. I think planet Earth should be saved. We should save the world. Not everyone's going to think that. It's impossible. 8 billion people. We're going to have a difference of opinion. Some of you guys are going to disagree with my view on the future of filmmaking, and that's okay. I will fight against you on this, but the ideas by themselves, they're okay.
no, Philip, fuck them. I'm kidding.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, you're right. I said I
but
wasn't gonna get preachy, and then I did.
no, Philip. Like, if you genuinely defend an AI slop actress is not even real because you can go into her better than a real woman. I mean, shut the fuck up.
Oh
Your
my god,
opinion
are
means
you going
nothing.
to? Are you going to? Are you projecting right now?
No, 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 no,
Just
no. That I
I'm
would cut if
contextualizing
I
what you're saying now.
ad hominem. But no, straw man. No, but red herring. Anyway, if I did that, I would cut my dick off. Like it's just, like last. I feel like if you genuinely defend AI slop, for your own like personal entertainment without concerning all the ramifications that go on in society, then yeah, fuck them. I mean, sure, you could argue that like every action, every purchase in the capitalist society is an immoral, unethical, unethical one, but like fuck you. There's like still choices you can make, more informed choices you can make about these things, and you can totally realize that Like, why would you deny the part of yourself that's supposed to be human just for the sake for a few laughs and a few goon? Fuck you. Anyway, they're probably like the straw man that we like was been shitting on is probably not real. Hopefully, none of you are like that. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the matter, Philip. I feel like you brought it to a good place for to end this episode, right?
Yeah, I had three random things I wanted to talk about. I did not bring them up because they were related, but somehow I related them in the end.
Damn.
Because maybe they are
They are
related.
very no. They're even more
At the
related
end
than
of the
you
day,
realize.
it's about the future of filmmaking that I think you and I are trying to navigate.
Right.
And it's hard. You know, the years that we should have been having fun, pandemic happened, and then the years where you and I are supposed to be flexing our creative muscles and finding employment or being replaced by AI and machines.
Literally, there was a
So
strike. There was a strike. There was a writer's strike and an actor's strike. Actor strike literally happened because AI, because of AI. Literally, no other reason.
I
Well,
signed up for
other reasons, but yeah.
like 5 to 10 different creative workshop, like writing workshops, and they got canceled because that same year the strike happened.
We gotta fight back. We gotta fight back. This is the mission statement for all of you listeners, like all five of you right now. Listen up. We're gonna
All
rise
five.
up. We're gonna rise up and then destroy AI. Like literally every
Yeah.
copy, every time you type into ChatGPT, I want you to take out your knife and then cut a finger. Okay, I'm kidding. I know you do that, Philip. So
What?
no, I meant
Well,
you use ChatGPT. I meant you use ChatGPT. So I will. I'm
I
not gonna make.
use I used to use it, but I did it for like very basic things, which looking back on it was stupid because I could have done it. Like they could have been Google searches, but like you said, you get so fascinated by it because like with Google searches, I know you have to go and search for the answer. You have to like do your own research, which it is frustrating to do, but I realize now it's the right thing to do. So yeah, I would ask stupid things like what is the current population of like India? Yeah, I was using it for stupid things, but I was so fascinated by how convenient it was. Which
I mean,
that is
everyone.
something
That's fair.
we should talk about in a future episode. Convenience, like streaming. People stop going to the movie theaters because of the convenience of it being on.
Yeah, of being
Yeah,
in
so
front, being right in front of their eyes, or in on their phone, or on their laptop,
yeah,
or and
yeah.
on their Nintendo Switch and Wii U or whatever.
All
Okay,
right. Yeah. So
those are not
basic
real.
summary of that talking point, even though we will get into it in a larger discussion later
Sneak
on.
peek.
I still value the theater experience, and I truly believe there's nothing like it. Like for example, right now, the Lord of the Rings are back in theaters. I have never gotten to see them in theaters before. So I
Right,
finally got
right,
to see the first two. I'm going to go
right.
see Return of the King this Sunday. It is my favorite film, possibly my favorite film of all time, and I want to go see it in theaters. I've seen clips where audience members are yelling out "death" during the iconic Ride of the Rohirrim. You don't get that energy watching it on a small screen. So that's the only thing I want to say. We can get into a larger discussion in a future episode.
Right, right,
But
right.
I don't know, guys.
Let's.
I really want to be able to create stories for you guys. I want to be able to make things that'll matter to you guys
Yes, me
that
too. Me
maybe
too.
inspire, yeah, that maybe inspire you guys to create stories of your own, and then we'll become fans of each other,
Yeah,
and
and
then we'll
then we
become
join
Facebook
UMF,
friends. I'm just
and
kidding.
then and we
Yeah,
join
join UMF.
UMF.
We'll follow each other on
Yeah, and then
Instagram.
we'll start streaming, and then you join us in chat, and then I'll be like doing tier lists of our like UMF movies. I'll put Dream on
Yeah,
S tier, and I'll put like movie on F tier. Just kidding.
yeah, like
I'm kidding. I'm
I want
kidding.
to be able
I'm
to
sorry.
do that for you guys, and I
Exactly.
worry about the way things are going, if I'm going to be able to do that, and if you're going to be able to do that for me, which I know saying it like that makes it sound selfish, but I storytelling has always been a part of my life. I value and treasure it. It inspired me to try and tell stories of my own. I want to give back what was given to me. I grew up with The Hobbit, where the red fern grows. I grew up with Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel, Godfather. Well, not The Godfather. That was later on, but
Mario, Luigi.
yeah, Mario, Luigi. I grew up with all of these things, and I still get excited when these stories still come out today. Like just a couple hours ago, I watched the trailer for the Masters of the Universe movie
Mm,
that's coming later today. It looks so much like the 80s cartoon. I'm excited.
I'm also excited.
And
Well, for a different.
you don't even know what that is.
I'm excited and you're excited.
No, and yes, I let's stop trying to tell other people's stories and start telling our own, and let's come up with new creative ideas. Katan showed me Pompo the Cinephile 4 months ago, and it is
Yeah.
immediately one of my new favorite films.
It's the one of the greatest movies ever made. Like legit. No, the period. Greatest anime ever
Yeah.
made. The
Oh,
greatest movie.
it's it's up there with other films that I like: Return of the King, The Wild Robot, Pompo the Cinephile, Ruby Sparks. Yeah, it, some of those
Had
films that are like top tier for me, I grew up with. Some of them just came out in the last few years. Some of them I only checked out a couple months ago.
we
Like you don't,
we'll beat AI, Philip. We'll rise up. The
yeah,
revolution is coming.
we can do this. I mean,
Revolutions.
people are already hating on AI, so yeah, maybe we'll get there. I know now that
Well,
the episode is ending, I'm coming up with so much more I want to say. This could easily go on for 5 hours, but I
let's. I guess
for
we're
the
gonna be too much for our audience. So
no, I got to cut this right now because
let's cut this
Katan
right
has
now.
me under contract for 100 episodes, and if I give you guys 2.5 episodes worth of material in one episode, he's still gonna have me for another 92.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I'm gonna make you do it until you. I'll bleed you dry, man.
why are we making these episodes like an hour or two long? If each of these episodes was only 5 minutes long, I'd almost be done.
Yeah,
Dang it!
exactly. But like you took so long because
Dang
you
it!
actually love this podcast and you're just being a tsundere.
No, 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 no. I don't love talking about this stuff. No, no.
uh,
I'm only doing this podcast because you're forcing me
oh, totally, bro. Anyway, thank you so much for watching UMF Podcast or Katan's
or
Corner,
listening. Yeah.
listening to this
See,
podcast.
he said Katan's corner. He
We're
said
gonna
Katan's
come.
corner.
Let's see if we're back. We're gonna try to make this episode more frequent so that we're a real podcast and not just like a excuse for us to get in a call and hang out with each other. You know.
It is though. It is.
All
And
right.
you know what? Maybe you guys like that it really is just me and Katan hanging out. I mean, half the time I forget we're recording.
Right.
Sometimes we're having
Exactly.
actual discussions, and I'm thinking, oh, we should have been recording, because some of our best conversations have just happened naturally between us.
Yeah, because we're just that cool, guys. We're just that cool and talented, you know. All
Now,
right.
wait, what are you talking about? You got no talent. It took you 3 years to make Dream On. No, I'm just kidding. Dream On was a masterpiece.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
genuinely happy you said that.
It deserves more views. I've tried showing it to people, and it's actually easier to show your film to people than mine. Like, as popular as movie is, when I tell people, "Hey, want to check out my movie?" and they see it's 54 minutes long, they're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, no."
there.
And then you're
Yeah, maybe
like,
maybe another time.
"Yeah, yeah."
Anyway,
Kevin and his sisters checked out your film like right before we went to Thailand. They thought it was cool. I think it's cool too. You did very well with very little.
Thank you. Let's see Dream On 2, where like I made you masturbate
Hey
on
guys, he bought
screen.
it. He bought it. He thinks I like Dream On. We did it.
Now I'm gonna make you in the sequel jack off on camera for
That
C.
was actually an idea you had for one of your films. Remember?
It was actually
That's not a new idea.
it was
You came
the
up with that
first
like 4
draft
years
of
ago.
Dream On, but whoa, probably wasn't the best idea I've had. But anyway, thank you. We're trying to end this podcast like 10 times already. All right, guys. See you later next week, next month, next
Next,
year.
oh my god, oh my god. You know what? We'll see you in the next one. Episode 9 might have a guest. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? We just make these whenever we feel like it. We talk about whatever we think is relevant or that we want to discuss.
Right.
So
Yeah.
see you
Stay
whenever that
tuned.
is.
Stay tuned, bitches.